Welcome to a very fiery stream, I imagine. Fiery, but peaceful streaming. Today, I have brought on a special guest who is very angry about the ongoing situation. Motch, welcome.
Oh yes, I'm infamous for my long tirades and
yes.
God, you just can't shut me up when I'm in hosts. I mean, I'm here every stream. I say so much.
And here to keep time on the stream and to be my personal assistant, it's Aydin. Welcome, Aydin.
Hello. Yes, of course. I'm just here to be a timekeeper and PA.
So let's swap the roles a bit for a second. Aydin, something has brought you here today, and it's something completely unexpected. No one ever heard you talking about this topic.
No,
but,
no.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us about what's going on in South Korea? Go ahead, Aydin.
Yeah.
Aydin, do you want to kick us off? Because I feel like we can't continue and really should do this one first.
I'm so angry. I'm so... Well,
Aydin,
that's how
just
mad I am.
don't let your opponent know you're angry, because it makes them feel like they've achieved something.
No. Let him know how angry I am. And here's why I want everyone to know how angry I am. Because this is now, I am completely validated, vindicated, and allowed to be as exactly angry as I am. Earlier today, ladies and gentlemen, Dev, the ShortFatOtaku himself, invited me to have a discussion with him. So if you hear me sniffling, it's because I literally popped one side of my ear out. Sorry about that. I can't believe it happened. Yeah, I'm pulling a Ricada. Anyway, just kidding. No, holy shit. So earlier today, Dev, the ShortFatOtaku himself, invited me onto a stream. Invited me in public on Twitter. This is all very, very obvious and very, everyone can see this. Okay, to have a debate. What he didn't say a debate, a discussion with him to try and squash the beef with him. Right now, I'm not going to relitigate.
If that's what he said, I wouldn't even start to believe him if that's what he said.
It is what he said. Now, dude, this is going to sound really pathetic, some of the things I'm going to say here on my part. He said, yeah, let's talk about it. Can we talk about it in private? And I said, yeah, sure. I was astonished. And in fact, he kept poking in public. Oh, Aydin's afraid to talk to me. I said, no, dude, I'm not. Let's talk it out. What do you think happened, Uzalu? Motch?
Did he by any chance duck you?
He, by every chance, then said he did not want to talk to me. After asking me in public to talk to him.
Right.
He tripled, quadrupled down on all of his previous claims he made about me, and continued to call me like a weird creep, called me, which is insane, because holy shit.
I've never thought of you as a creep.
Well, one of the things that's very bizarre is that, the one thing Dev leaked to epically debunk me yesterday is to prove that I posted things out of context is more evidence of him flirting with me on Discord last year, 2 years ago.
Right. What was that supposed to prove?
I don't know. But apparently he pointed to, I sent him a heart when he said that he would read that book I keep getting all of you to try to read, which is, Liberty or Equality.
That's strange. You haven't asked me to read that one. Is it because you think I could debunk it?
No, go ahead and read it. Well, please. It's literally my favorite political philosophy book.
Now she says it. Now that I've put up the challenge. What? Now it's all open for you, Uzalu. It's because she knows I don't read.
What? But exactly, I know you don't read, so it wouldn't be an issue anyway. But here's the thing. Point. Whatever. He asked, you can go read the logs. They're all public now, okay? Wait,
did he share DMs?
Yes, he did. Looks like he does it all the time.
I actually remember someone asking you not to do that again.
Do you remember that Dev has also said that he would never, ever, ever share DMs, the things that he does literally all the time?
Let me reveal something to you, lads. Lads and lasses in attendance. Aydin probably doesn't even know this, except what I think I've told her. Back in the day when it was Dev and Sargon, that little gang that I was part of. Sargon, Dev, the Arch, and me, and Scump at some points as well, and a couple others.
Yep.
The leaks, the reveals, the infiltrated and claimed and captured, and the enemy has our intelligence information, would always be DM leaks from Dev. It was pretty regular. Yep. He was quite good at it.
I did see that, yes.
His meat and potatoes. So when Aydin did it to him, trust me when I say, Dev was not upset because of what she did. Dev was upset because she did it to him.
It was that. It was these two messages. Don't do that again. What did I do? Question mark, question mark, question mark. That is the source of this animus of him towards me that he has been going on about for the last 2 bloody years. And I'm sick of it, dude. Bloody bastard. I'm sick and tired of it.
The real reason he doesn't like you, which I think you know, is because I bullied his Minecraft blocks and Scump his trap, and you're friends with both of us.
That is what I initially thought it was, is that it was just my affiliation with you, which, by the way, he has said 1,000,000 times over. He's like, well, you can't denounce someone because they associate with other people, unless someone I don't like. But I think what it actually is, and I've come to, I may actually request that I be able to read some of the things that I've posted about Dev.
Preferably if you could give me a visual aid so we can have them up on the screen. I prefer
I'll give you aids, yeah, sure.
Honey, Aydin appears to be attempting to muscle in.
Ginger, she can get in the queue behind Atronach.
You're right.
Ginger has proposed a theory as to why Dev doesn't like you. It's that you don't have a penis, but your penis is still larger than his.
Yes, that is why. Is that I am not a trap, so Dev doesn't like me. But,
you might have thought you were at one point, though.
Is this the actual? Where's I think my magnum is? Oh no, it's not this. I call it on purpose. Don't worry.
I know. Then again, your history with terminology is not exactly pristine.
That is true. That is true. I'm trying to find this this post. It's on Kiwi Farms, which apparently Dev is very upset that I am posting about him on Kiwi Farms. Well, Dev himself has an account on Kiwi Farms and has posted in his own thread many times. So I don't really see the issue, by the way, Dev. I don't get the problem about why it's an issue for me to talk about you on Kiwi Farms, where I can make a succinct post. I can make succinct multiple posts. Because, by the way, one of the things he asked me today was, I heard that I'm quoting because I'm trying not to post DMs, but what he said is, I heard, which is always how Dev learns about everything, is because one of his capos tells him something.
He probably has less of them these days, though.
Yes, but still, one of his capos told him something. He said, I heard you said something that was disgusting about me on Kiwi Farms, and then they all mocked you. Now, here's the thing, Dev, couple things about that. One, no. People are listening to me on Kiwi Farms not because they like me, by the way, but because they want to hear from someone who knows you or knew you about what the shit you're up to, because you're a lunatic, my dude, at this point. I don't even know where we start with this, because it did start in part with him accusing you, Uzalu, of being a pedophile.
Let me bring that up. Jamie, can we there we go. Here's the archived version. Yes, so for those that don't know, Motch and I were adults both when we met. Dev either knew that or thought it wasn't really that important and decided to accuse me, via telling Motch, of preying on her when she was underage, which is not true.
Yep.
Yes,
I will reiterate,
Dev has decided that because I was in his community when I was 16, and Uzalu was messing with him when I was 16. For some reason, therefore, that means that me and Uzalu were together when I was 16.
Meanwhile,
Motch and I have crossed.
We weren't.
Yeah.
We didn't meet until I was 19.
Motch and I have crossed like very see ships in the night quite frequently, to be honest.
Motch has the evidence of your first interaction, which was last year when you were 19, right, Motch? Like,
yeah,
it was...
Yeah, I've got the tweet, and I've also got... The first time I ever spoke to Uzalu was on a stream. The VOD of Cabal Game Night from, like, the 27th of April or whenever the hell it was is still up. And you can see him, like, see, oh, we got a new person, Motch A, because you got my name wrong.
Bro, watch me, lady, it's insane. Sorry, I just realized it was way easier to go to my own profile on KF to find the things that I was saying. Here it is. Okay, here we go. All right, let me find this. Yeah, this was it. This is where it started. This is he kept saying that I'm like posting obsessively about him. And I'm lying, but I'm a KF. There's my first post about it. I can read this. I think I'd rather read the one that I made more recently, just as it's more succinct. Well, maybe not. None of it's really succinct. You know how I talk and how I type, particularly how I type, is horrific because I just you give me text and I'll go off. It's what academics do. Please respond, right?
A phrase initiated by someone Dev now associates closely with, but who the rest of the internet has long since denounced as friendly.
Actually,
and who I at one point was friendly with before he kind of went insane.
Do you know about how it appears that Dev was involved in a gay op with him just like 3 weeks ago with me?
I wouldn't be surprised. Let me just clarify for the people watching that this thing that Dev has said, which I'm sure we'll get back to later, he did later say that he was joking. Thanks, Twitter, for reloading the page for no reason. He did later say that he was joking. He said, "This is an obvious joke. Stop sawing out." So, I guess we just got nabbed, chat. We just got trolled,
stop
didn't we?
Sawing out. And
that must be it. The problem is that after he posted this, he then posted a screenshot of his own tweet onto his Discord server saying, "Look at this sick burn. It's rare I get a chance to sick burn people like this." Mm-hmm. Not a mention about it being a joke. Mm-hmm. And then later, after, I believe this is correct, right, Motch? After he was given evidence of when Motch and I first met being while she was an adult, he deleted the post on his Discord and said that this was a joke.
Yes. He edited it and then said the entire thing was a joke. Now, again, to be clear,
sometimes our side... Go on, Aydin.
Dev accused Uzalu of being a pedophile in public openly because he said that Uzalu groomed Motch when she was a child.
He was responding to people in his audience, just unironically saying, "Oh, Uzalu's a pedophile." He was just responding to them. He wasn't saying, "Nah, I'm joking." He was just responding to tweets, straight up calling him a...
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. And it made me... Here's the whole thing with my issue with Dev, more than anything. And this, we'll get into this when we ever get around to, because unfortunately there's so much from backstory here as to why he pissed me off so bad today that I'm sitting here like seething. And I'm not seething in a way that it's like gay. I'm seething in a very justifiable way of how much I hate this. And I cannot and will not say that I hate anybody. I without real, like, I hate Kyle Kalinske. I hate Hassan Piker. I don't like these people. I don't like them, but I don't know them personally. Dev, I know. So that makes the hate way more intense because Dev, I know. And Dev intentionally tries to with my personal relationships with other people. That's why I hate him. I hate him because I don't care so much that he talks shit about me. I hate the fact that he with my friends, and that is beyond the pale to me. That's beyond the line. I will not stand for that. It's the only thing that you can do to me to get me this riled the up is when you lie about my friends. When you lie about someone who is as nice and innocent as Motch. It's disgusting. It makes me mad, okay? That's how I feel. Anyway, sorry. I'm going to keep getting that mad.
I think it would be a small understatement to say that you're more upset about what Dev said than I am.
Yeah, I sure am. Because it makes me sick what he said about you and what he implied about Motch. That made me ill.
And this was all in the context of Dev saying quite publicly that he would not ban someone from his server who had abused children outside of the server.
Yeah, let's talk about that one, shall we? Yeah.
I find it really interesting that he was coming for me saying that, like, I accused him of being a pedophile or whatever, because I was saying, like, all I did, by the way, was I randomly stumbled on his stream, and the first thing I see is this take, and I'm like, oh my god, no way did he actually say that. So I clipped it, put it on Twitter, and was like presented without comment.
Let's talk about your take. All
I did was I clipped it. He saw me post it, like, my tweet had zero interaction, zero views, zero anything before he retweeted it and was just like, yeah, of course I don't ban them from my community. He was saying like in response to people in the comments talking about that, being like, yeah, I won't ban them for stuff they've done outside of the community. What do you think I am, the speech police? And I was going, Dev, that's a really bad take about this hypothetical, given I know from personal experience there have been children in your community over the years, because I was one of them, and I knew there were others. Dev, that's a really bad take, given the makeup of your community. And he said that was me alluding to him being some kind of nonce, and I was like, what? Dev, you are the one alluding to you doing that, not me.
Well,
and also the fact that Dev, like Spoon, has purged Cabalites just for being in Cabal from his server several times. If you go into Dev's server and say Cabal prevails, you will get banned. If you go into Broken Crown and at Spoon, Cabal prevails, Odar was right, you will get banned.
Only if you at Cabal, if you at Spoon, I try to stop him, whatever. Look, listen, look here, listen, okay? I can't control Spoon. I actually suggested that he moderate the discussion that Dev and I were supposed to have this evening, because I said that there's nobody who calls me a F-slur idiot woman more than Spoon, which is true. But it turned out he never wanted to have a discussion. He just faked it. He faked it on Twitter so that he could look like, guys, hey, look, I'm just an honest actor. I'm a good person. Look how good I am. I tried to have a discussion with this person. No, you didn't. So what he did regarding Motch and this server in particular and all this PDF stuff, let's just be clear, is that on stream 2 days ago, I believe, while in the midst of an insane controversy that he created for himself, because he tried to, again, this stuff is so crazy. You have to like set up the timeline. Okay. Dev shows up in Pikami's stream. Not Pikami, sorry, Jesus, Pippa Pipkin's stream.
Who is this shows up in Pippa Pipkin?
The rabbit.
A rabbit? Is this like a live stream of a hutch or something?
Yes, it's a live stream of a hutch of rabbits, and he shows up in this stream.
Pippa's one of the rabbits.
And the rabbit told him to f*** off.
Wow,
and why did the
rabbit.
It is.
If even rabbits can figure this out.
I know, strange. But the reason the rabbit told him to f*** off is because Pippa Pipkin, one of her best friends, like in real life best friends, or in the same way that you and I know each other in real life, Uzalu, you know, and Motch, know each other in real life to a little bit of a degree that is different from just being internet associates, right?
Mm-hmm.
They know each other in real life. Dev spent
like
years.
That you and I both know each other has legs, whereas no one else online knows that we have legs.
Well, we don't have legs, but you know what I mean.
You have most of some legs.
Yeah, exactly. Well, sort of. You know. Anywho, so this, so Kersha and Pippa are. I keep saying Pikami because she is actually relevant to this as well.
Somewhat, yeah.
Pippa and Kersha used to be friends. Pikami was the.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm joking. We have to set the ground level somewhere, Aydin.
Okay, I know. Don't ask me questions. I'm the keeper of the deep lore now. It's me and Scrump are the keepers of the deep dev lore, and it's difficult because sometimes his brain gets full of rot. Okay, so the other day he goes on to Pippa's stream. He's trying to like ask to be dragged onto the stream and stuff, as he always is. He's like, please pay attention to me, you know. And she tells him to get out, tells him to seek Canadian health care and get run over by a bus. because he harassed her friend Kersha. He did harass her friend Kersha. At first, it was just his. Can I say that? His transgender
you can say
mod.
Anything on this stream, Aydin.
Okay, so I'm going to use the word troon. Although I think that they're both considered equally offensive at this point.
You could say rot pocket enjoyer. You could say whatever.
So his rot pocket mod, Dragon Fat Deposits is their name, aka DFD. Okay, who is a fat. Excuse me. I don't know if they are personally fat, but they're a fan of devs, so I assume fat, just inherent. But
Fat's in the name.
Someone who but the reason why they call themselves that is because they are into fat animal fart.
We are now 6 tangents deep, Chad.
I know this sounds insane. We will get there. We will get there.
It's Brazilian fart.
This is why this always gets so insane. Is because even with my script in front of me, it's so difficult to talk about Dev because there's so much shit involved with him that it's so insane. Anyway, so Dev knew for 100% of a fact, as confirmed by Dev in his own words, that he knew that this freak mod that he had in his Discord was harassing Kersha. He had been harassing Kersha for years, just fucking with her, doxing her, all kinds of shit, allegedly. I don't know all of the specifics of that, but what I do know is that Dev knew that this guy, who was his mod, this Dragon Fat Deposits guy, who is a fat, furry fetishist, was harassing Kersha. He ignored it. He said he wouldn't do anything about it. He said he was never going to do anything about it. Because, in fact, it was based. And by the way, get used to this, because it's how Dev deals with everything. When he gets called out on anything, he just says, it's actually based that I did that. It's actually cool that I did that. I don't know who buys that. I really don't know who buys it anymore. Who buys I did a terrible thing, but it's based that I did a terrible thing?
Aydin, he's probably trying to imply that that's the kind of thing our side would say. A lot of what he does, you can't interpret it straightforwardly, and getting angry publicly at him may not benefit him. Maybe he's
I don't think it even is.
Maybe I'm giving him too much credit.
Completely serious. I think he's completely serious when he does that whole, he tries to Chad yes it, and it doesn't work, but he's trying. I think that's why he refers to when he does the mass purges of the server as the Dev grows a backbone arc. I think he's really coping that hard that what he's doing is actually, Chadish and based. I think it's genuine cope. I don't think he's being sarcastic. I think he's genuinely just coping that hard.
You might be right.
Okay. Sorry for my. I'm gonna go on tangents because I'm really angry at Dev right now, more than even usual. And by the way, should we talk about maybe that first? Why am I, Uzalu, one of Dev's enemies? Why am I his enemy? Why did he make me his enemy?
Because
you know why?
were friendly with me and or Scrump. That's probably how it started, even if that's not the only reason now.
Because remember the stream, the cuck.shortfatotaku.com stream, where I was, first of all, that went on for 8 hours. And at some point I was drunk as a skunk, which is always going to happen with me, just being honest. But I was drunk as a skunk. And at some point, I was listening to you and Scrump tell me your stories and which I'm not saying are fake because I'm using the word stories, but your history with Dev, who at that point in time I was friendly with, and I was flabbergasted. I was flummoxed. I was dumbfounded as to how he had treated people, right? And I then asked him to come into the call. He refused. He said, don't do that again to me. And I said, what did I do to him in response? And the fact that I posted that to you, which, by the way, was relevant to the conversation, that I posted that to you and to Scrump at the time, publicly, one word or one sentence from him and one sentence from me, is he twisted into me, quote unquote, leaking private information about him. That's how he's explained it for the last 2 goddamn years. Aydin leaked private information.
Yeah, that's not true.
What? No shit, it's not true.
In case you guys are wondering, Dev will just lie. The hypothesis that I've heard that I think has the most credence. Now, I first tried to explain this Dev's descent naturally, as in, he likes cock. He has a political nostalgia for the way things were in the 90s, and he doesn't understand how political balance works in that it's qualitative. He thinks of it only quantitatively. So he just tries to have as many opinions on one side as the other. But to be honest, those 3 things in tandem, I don't think are quite sufficient to explain it. They are involved, I think, but particularly that third one, I think that's just illusory. I think his real reason, and I've come to think this more and more over time, and I don't start thinking this, it's not something I like to accuse people of, is he actually is just chasing a particular trend.
Yes.
I think he sees how much cash the bread tubers are making, and it's not that he deliberately changed his beliefs.
He knows he also can't become a bread tuber, but he wants to
he probably doesn't know that, but he's amplified the parts of his
actually
that are in that direction. It may also be that he's a bit of a contrarian, and as the right is winning and winning more and more, and because he does have lefty biases, the lefty biases and the contrarianism combine in that he now sees at least sections of the left as the underdogs. So it goes over there. Either way, what we can glean from all this is that Dev has an incredibly small penis and would very much like the company of those who dress in skirts but have larger penises than him.
Yes. Now, I will elaborate on this in a moment, but just to finish this kind of discussion about how we got to this, right, is that, again, what happened, this is 2 years ago, I was in a call with you and Scrump, Uzalu, and I was asking you both to explain to me why Dev hated you. Because Dev kept telling me, no, don't trust Uzalu. Don't trust Scrump. They're bad people. They're bad. Stay away from them. They're very bad. I'm not joking. This is shit he said to me, okay? That you guys are bad. Don't trust them. Right? And I'm thinking, well, I don't see why. I don't understand this. What? God damn, Uzalu, the way you and I became friends is because you raided my Discord server and I thought it was funny. The thing that is what made him hate you. Is what made him hate you was the thing that made us become friends. Which is so ironic,
that
right?
Did happen.
I'm going to read, if you don't mind. It is long, but if you will allow me, I will read.
When you're done, I have this. You remember this little video I did? So this little 2 to 3 minute video I did back at the time when this was happening to kind of explain some of what was going on. I'll play that when you're done.
Sure. So this involves my theories about Dev. And I think this is extremely true. I think it's like one of the most, Dev, what stupid shit are you doing to try and f with me? I'm a statistician and a psychologist. Why in God's name would you choose me? Like, I get you think like, oh, I can cut off Scrump and Uzalu because I don't know, because they're alt-right or whatever the stupid ass shit he thinks. But it's really hard to just discount me. Now, the real reason is, as I will explain in this, Dev is.
Incidentally, I'm not alt-right. Not even close.
No, but I'm saying he throws that term around. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but there's some new people here that might think so.
Sure. Well, I will admit to this, and I actually was talking about it earlier with my chat, which is that in 2016, I did call myself alt-right because it meant alternative right. Milo Yiannopoulos called himself alt-right, but whatever. It's irrelevant. I'm going to read this, okay? I said, this was someone talking about, and this is very important. I think this is the most, I think I figured this shit the fuck out. Dev is an extreme misogynist. And I would not normally say this, as I will say now here. I'm going to read it now. End quote to me. Begin quote. I would typically not call someone a misogynist unless it's basically an unquestionable fact. And with Dev, there's just so much evidence that he seems to genuinely hate women that I don't know what else to call it. I said this on Twitter, but it bears repeating. Back in the day, Dev tried to cancel Mr. Medicare over a stupid notion that Sargon repeated. I don't know which of them came up with it first, but my money would be on Dev. But then again, the Sargon of 2016 or whenever this happened is far removed from the one of today. Sorry that I'm a little bit. I had to like tone myself down because I was so angry earlier. That he was grouping minors into his sweetie squad by being too funny or something, and shared around his fail docs. Jim trounced him for this, and he skulked back into his hug box to lick his wounds with his sycophants as usual. But I mention it because I don't think I've ever seen Dev go after a man ever since, not in the same way. He's realized it's far easier to bully women. Now, he went after you and Scrump, and I do get to that in a moment. Where am I?
Are there other women besides you that he goes after?
Yes. Look at the people that he has attacked since.
Are we just talking about like rabbits, or are there any?
No, I'm reading it here. Look at the people that he has attacked since then. He has directly called Pikami weak for graduating after being harassed for even considering playing Hogwarts Legacy. He knew his weirdo mod, Dragon Fat Deposits, was harassing Kersha, and when she called him out on it, he defended the behavior and then took it upon himself to instead harass her himself. I'm guessing Pippa, which if you guys have not seen it, is that he showed up in Pippa's stream and started talking, I don't know what he was saying, trying to get attention, from what I understand, he was trying to beg to get brought onto the stream. And she said, holy shit, you tried to cancel my friend off, and banned him and told him he should get hit by a bus and seek Canadian healthcare.
Not a good enough reason to ban someone, in my opinion, but whatever.
It's Dev.
I am one of those people, I'm afraid to say, who is still actually in favor of free expression. You go ahead.
I'm just explaining that's why Pippa kicked his ass.
I know. I'm not questioning you.
When he's in okay, I said I'm guessing Pippa was the next target, but we all saw how that went. I'm sure he'll go after her again in the future for slitting him at any inkling of an opportunity. When he's in hot water, because he bizarrely said he won't ban files from his Discord, which is something, again, that we kind of alluded to earlier, but this whole shit is so convoluted.
Lighthouse, that wasn't harassment, and also harassment is ill-defined. I don't know if Dev is guilty of it, but even if he is guilty of it in a different context, coming into Pippa's channel to gloat about it isn't harassment. Gloating isn't, as you say, protected speech, but that also depends on the context. She has every right to ban him, of course. I'm not saying she doesn't, but she doesn't have the principle to ban him, in my humble opinion. But go on.
We debated about, or discussed this about yesterday, I think, about the idea of harassment and what it means. I think that you and I have a different opinion on what, I actually largely agree with your opinion of what harassment is, or where it starts, I think. But for women, and I do mean this sincerely, and I really hate that everything I'm about to say is going to sound very feminist, because I am going to say some things that are going to sound quote unquote feminist, despite myself being a men's rights activist or advocate, whatever. Women are easy targets. Women are way easier targets than men, because women are, I'm just sorry, it's the truth. It's the truth. Women are more susceptible to it than men. And men like Dev, who are freaks, know this, and that's why they attack women, but this will get into the rest of my post, right? When he got into hot water, because he bizarrely said that he wouldn't ban from his Discord, which, by the way, like I said earlier, Dev said on his public stream a day ago, or maybe 2 days ago now, that he will not ban files from his Discord. He will ban minors from his Discord, but not files, as long as they're not engaging in pedophilia on his Discord.
So I heard him say that, and it is rather odd. Now, the principle there of not banning people from your server who have done something wrong outside of it, there's something to that. And if someone, no, hold on, Aydin,
we're stretching them.
I know, but we're getting there. If someone commits theft outside of your server, doesn't get punished for it, no sentence, and then joins your server, admits to it, shows you evidence they've committed the real crime, is that bad enough? I would say probably not.
No,
but if they have committed, shut up for a second, Aydin, we're getting there. However, they commit murder and don't get punished for it, don't get caught, and then come into your server and say they've done that, in my opinion, that is far enough. In my opinion, that's something that a society should enforce to the extent that it can even affect free expression, because they would be going to prison otherwise. Theft is a bit more minor. I could see arguments either way, but murder, yes. And pedophilia is, some would argue, and I think it is, as bad as murder, if not maybe worse. That one is bad enough. And that's me, who is, as far as I'm aware, the authority on free speech on the internet, saying that. So you're welcome to refer to me when you do that, because that's the rules in Cabal. If you have committed
way closer to free speech.
Committed pedophilia outside our server, we will simply ban you if we find out. Now, if someone had sex offender records, unfortunately, that's not sufficient evidence because some courts are bent. I've heard examples of people who get on the sex offender registry for really shitty reasons, so really unfair to them. So it's difficult. But we do the best we can.
No, however, in the hypothetical that Dev was presented with, it wasn't just, this person's whatever. It's, you are given concrete proof that this person is attempting to groom children outside of your server. It's like,
and he said, I'd be cool. That's fine as long as they're not doing it on mine.
This is the thing I hate about it. The principle of not banning people in your server for stuff they've done outside of said server is sound. Yes. But he is insane for not drawing the line at the thing people have been doing outside the server, being attempting to groom children.
He's taken it to a ridiculous extreme, which no reasonable person would take it to. Incidentally, the man who has banned people from his server for being in my server. Not even for saying anything, just being in Cabal. And in my humble opinion, he did it himself personally because he did a shitty job of it. He didn't ban my moderators, but he banned other people who just happened to be, just because he saw mutual server. He probably scrolled through personally or asked his moderators to do it manually. He didn't get everyone, but he got many people who had never said a word in his server, banned them from... Do not believe him for a second. If he tries to appeal to free speech principles on this, he has made the choice to use his quote-unquote free speech principles in an absurdly twisted way to defend pedophiles specifically, but not his casual political opponents on the internet. The man is a fraud when it comes to free expression. Do not buy it for a second. Course.
Motch, the reason why you are still allowed in his Discord is the same reason why Dev pretended to be friends with me. I'm too old now to be friends with Dev. That's it. I'm serious about this. I am too old now to be friends with Dev.
Aydin, you've been called a hag by Lady Di in chat. How do you respond?
Yeah, I am a hag. I'm a dude. I don't understand what I don't get. I've never understood why women get upset about getting old. Because it's awesome. It's the coolest shit ever. I love being a hag. It's the best. I don't know why women get upset about it. Get hag max, dude. I don't understand.
Motch, I'm so sorry, Motch. It's a real shame for you, but it looks like you're going to end up not being single when you're that old. Here is an image which was created by our lovely Motch. You've probably seen this around the internet, but it's based on a different comic that had very different characters in it. But this rendition of it was originally created by Motch, and she's recently taken my advice to just put a little bit of credit in the corner. Most meme creators who want their credit...
It's a watermark for ants.
Yeah, most meme creators who put credit on there, they focus on two things, and I'd recommend this for next time. One is the credit shouldn't be easy to remove, so put it somewhere in the image that is part of the image, so it's clear if it's been cropped over. Because right here, someone could just crop all four sides and you wouldn't know. And two, make it large enough so it won't be destroyed by JPEG compression. This is too small and too corner. So I would fix those two things. By the way,
I love the autism. That's why I love you. That's why I love you. You're so autistic about shit like that.
when we need that knowledge.
And by the way, when I say things like "love ya, fam," I don't mean it in a literal romantic way. Dev, get that shit through your head.
See, I'm autistic for good. Dev is autistic for evil.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that
incidentally,
prompted,
chat, just before I continue,
or happened about this,
head over to ShortFatOtaku.com, and this is just this is just a little a fun little site run by some members of my community. If you were to also go to cuck.shortfatotaku.com, that is a server invite that leads you back to Cabal. So just so you know, it was a complete coincidence that we happened to have this domain, and we have offered it to him at, I think, a reasonable price, but he has declined.
Well, it's all gay. People like the declining stuff is gay, and I will get to this. Oh my god, because oh my god, we're so far away from the actual discussion, aren't we? Now. This is it's so much shit that it becomes difficult to even describe. It's why I wanted to have my post available to be able to read. Okay.
Unfortunately, the post is currently in use by Dev, who has sat deeply onto it because he has the fence post shoved up his ass.
Yes.
No, he's not a real centrist. He's just pretending to be.
What I said is, dragon fat deposits, whatever. That guy who was harassing Kersha, Dev found out the guy in his own server was openly and admittedly bragging about harassing Kersha. And it wasn't just like a little bit. It was insane. This guy. He was insanely harassing Kersha. And Dev thought it was the funniest shit he'd ever seen. And he just let it happen. And then when it was called out publicly by Kersha, Dev then went, yeah, based, fuck women. All women, I fucking hate all of them. Although I'm a communist. I mean, I'm a centrist. You know, as he always does.
Yeah, that's going to get clipped, Aydin. To be fair, though, Aydin has literally said, I hate women so much it's unreal several times.
Oh, well, I do hate women so much it's unreal. But look, the difference is that...
But Dev actually does, though, guys.
I know.
Not like me.
I say it as a fucking
Aydin,
joke.
are you a fraud, or is Dev... are you a fraud and Dev is a misogynist, or is it neither?
I don't actually hate every single woman. That's insane.
The truth comes out.
Yeah, okay, but it's almost like me seeing a meme versus Dev legitimately hating women. Because here's the thing, I like I said at the beginning of this post, I am very tepid about using the term misogynist because there are a lot of people who hate women who say nasty things about women, and it's like, but they're correct, so that's fine if it's correct. Dev genuinely just hates women because he wants to fuck them and can't do it. That's it.
See, that is actually a plausible theory. My theory would always have been that if Dev is going after primarily women, which I can see where you're coming from, there is probably a slight tendency to him actually going after them, though he hates men just as, several men plenty just as much. Yeah. Then I would say it's probably because they are, as you said, likely to be easier targets, likely to create more uproar, more furore, more upset, more anger on the internet, which would possibly elevate him to the status he's hoping to get of a late bread tuber. That's a distinct possibility, and maybe that's still the reason. However, your misogyny theory does hold a little bit of water. Given what I know about his personal life, he would have reasons, and given what I know about his, penis size and his temperament, he would have reasons, not good reasons, but bad reasons to escalate his hatred in his personal life of women, or of the situation he's in regarding women, to all women on the internet. And it may well be, yes, that there's also an element of the schoolboy pulling the girl's hair because you like them thing. That Dev is obviously the number of behaviors that Dev's involved in, which are those of a child, is not zero.
This apparently happened to me personally, and I was just too autistic to understand that it was happening to me. And I will get to that in a moment, but I'll finish out reading my post.
Matthias, I doubt Dev is I think he is bi.
Dev is bi,
that he's just very, very poor at getting women, but he would like to. But he has found more success in getting men who look like women, and he's probably a gynandromorphophilia.
No, he's not. That's his problem. That's his problem, Uzalu. He wants the men who look like women.
Okay.
He desperately wants the men who look like women.
Allow me to
get
rephrase.
them.
He reckons he'll have more success getting men who wear dresses, and he's probably, almost certainly, a gynandromorphophiliac or the other one. The one where
he's some kind of
self-woman fetishist. He's got those fetishes. He's a futa enjoyer, and he's a being the woman enjoyer because he all this shit is personal fetish stuff that I would rather not have to talk about. But until he admits it, then it's going to keep being relevant, unfortunately. Autogynophiliac, thank you. Because it is probably the reasons behind a lot of his politics. Chat, press 1. If a surprising amount of the time the motivations for people's weird behaviors are in fact fetishistic when you really delve down to the core of their motivations. Unfortunately, I think it happens quite often.
Dude, let me ask you this question before we continue, Uzalu. Why do I keep being the center point of all these crash outs? Like we're like a bunch of people being insane. No, I don't know. But I don't do anything. I just sit there and make stupid videos about social science. Aydin, and like all these weird freaks get insanely obsessed with me.
It's because you are unfortunately quite easy to anger. You're not wrong to be angry at the things you're angry about, but you make it very apparent online. Now, Dev is obviously a piece of shit. Some of the things he's done to you are not the kinds of things that are just internet drama. However, you do make it easy if he wanted you to be angry. However, on the other side of that, people say don't feed the troll. Well, feed the troll if you're getting more out of it. Yeah, personally, I'm getting more out of it. Even though Aydin is here arguably, potentially, feeding the troll by being angry about it, I think we're actually getting more out of it than Dev's getting. And Dev is losing authority and popularity, legitimacy day over day over day. The internet is rapidly gaining an ire for him, and maybe he would rather have 90% of the internet hate him as long as the 10% that like him is more than the audience he had before. But that's not even happening. I think
bizarre.
His actual viewership is decreasing, and the only people sticking with him are going to be the lowest quality people that were in his audience before, maybe a few new ones. Even then, I have heard from many people, I haven't looked into it personally because I'm not that interested, but that BreadTube is essentially dying. So he's chasing a dying meme, just as there are several indications that the culture war may soon start wearing down, coming to an end. Not necessarily across the world, but in the US, there's positive indications. So it's not a good time for him, and yet still he's doing it. Perhaps that's part of the reason he's so angry and trying to accelerate things, trying to get so much attention to himself, trying to get so many people angry with him. Perhaps he just can't help himself. And I would rather not ascribe the level of intelligence to him that it would take to be that conniving. I don't think he is. I think it's just the path he's put himself on. He's not smart enough to get himself off it.
Yeah. I think I think you are correct though in a lot of that, in that he's sitting there in his little den seething, and he's like, how do I maintain my relevance? Nobody watches my shit content where I lie constantly. I lie about a guy and a squirrel. I mean, come on, dude. Like,
one of my favorites was when he told us that libertarian fascism was real.
Yeah, so that was a good one, where libertarian fascism is a thing. Now,
in case you're curious, chat, sorry, Aydin, just quickly. We regularly on this channel, when Dev releases a video and people tell me it's bad, I'm not that concerned with the interpersonal drama, because I think, one, that's what Dev would prefer, and two, he's so obviously a shitheel that no one needs me to say it. I try to say something interesting and different and new. However, whenever he releases a video that has some very poor arguments in it, that's what I'm interested in. And I have found his main channel videos where he doesn't just say obvious, correct stuff to be appallingly reasoned, to the extent that I don't believe, even as dumb as Dev I used to know Dev to be back in the day, even as bad as he was, I don't believe he could be dumb enough to come up with what he said. And maybe I was wrong.
He's just repeating shit he heard Destiny or Wash say, which is why people started calling him Devstiny. Is that what Dev started doing years ago now? Is just being like, what did Destiny say today? I shall just repeat that. And
can I say something quickly?
Oh, Motch, of course.
So Dev says that we like sit around in a corner of the internet just sort of talking shit about him. Like that was one of the things he threw at me when I was like, Dev, what the hell are you saying about my boyfriend? He was like, oh, these guys sit on their own corner of the internet talking shit about me all day and then act all high and mighty when I do it to them. I don't know if he just isn't paying attention or if he's actively lying. At this point, he's not really that willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. But
no, let's just be clear.
He is considering us like basically addressing his videos and like the shit takes he has. He's considering that to be like us talking shit on him at the same level as randomly accusing Uzalu of being a file.
To be clear, I have actively
and I gotta tell you. You gotta come to my conclusion, and trust me, it was hard. It is not the case that he's just confused or like a babe in the woods and wandered around doing this stuff on accident. He actively, and he said this to me today, hates you, and he hates Uzalu, and he hates Scrump, and he will
probably does
never,
hate me.
Wait a minute. No, I'm saying he told this to me today. That he will never stop until you are destroyed.
Then he will never stop.
The thing I was trying to say was like he considers us like dressing down his videos to be like a weird obsession, as if we don't do that to everyone when they have a bad take.
Yeah.
You thought Sargon had a bad take? Talked about it on stream and talked about his points. Thought Spoon had a bad take? Talked about it on stream and talked about his points. We don't like. Cabal doesn't do that because we hate people. We do that to each other all the bloody time.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Even Odar. Like, you talked about his video, you didn't agree with all of it.
No, I didn't. Mostly, though. But, yeah, I put on my Twitter bio, I think something along the lines of providing or defending the free marketplace of ideas even if no one else will. That's what we do here. Even when things are getting heated out there, I want to continue focusing on what's important, the actual ideas. And Dev's ideas are dog shit. That's the problem. And that's the problem I've had. All of this drama in the last 10 years of doing this internet thing that I've been involved in, almost all of it, has been because of shitty arguments or, on rare occasions, actions which are truly criminal or close to criminal, but that no one is aware of. Raising awareness of it. But mostly it's the arguments, and especially in the last sort of 5 years, it's just been the arguments. It's been actually how shit what they say is. I don't begrudge people having the sort of personal drama, and I'm not pretending to be high and mighty about it either. I guess I've just sort of gone off it over the years, but I have always found it to be more effective than instead of insulting someone or doing something petty to them or whatever, describe them accurately. That's the most effective insult you can possibly have. Describe them accurately. If you're correct that they're a bad person, then the insult will be a natural result of telling the truth. So I recommend that if you can possibly do so. But yes, I have also actively defended Dev. I have watched videos of his with Cabal where they have people in the audience have started off by saying, this video of Dev is terrible, and I have watched it, and I have said, no, you don't understand what he's saying. This is what he meant.
Yes.
The argument's not as unreasonable as you think it is.
We're all
often, but a few times.
This. I think we're all on board with this. I agree 100%. Is that sometimes, very often actually, Dev makes videos that are very reasonable. It's kind of why he's been able to maintain his status where it is that he does make reasonable videos. But the reality is that how he acts and what he actually believes is totally disconnected from how he portrays himself in his videos. He knows when he's doing his video that he has to be a centrist, and he has to have this very centrist opinion, therefore meaning sometimes a reasonable opinion. Not always, because he had insane opinions about the lockdowns, for example.
And the 2020 election. It's not hard to have reasonable opinions. Honestly, the culture war is not even about, which set of ideas is right. Which one of them is genocidally anti-human, and one of them is normal. I don't just mean normal as in normal to me. I mean normal for almost all of human history. In fact, it's generous compared to human history's normal ideas. Even for the last 100 years, it's a generous set of ideas. It's giving the due of modernity. It's saying, well, here are some things that we don't mind keeping, that may be useful, that we're okay with. It's a reasonable set of ideas, a normal human set of, compared to the genocidally anti-human set of ideas that were proposed by the left, and that, in fact, the only true progenitors of are those with power who know they're bad ideas and who want people to believe them because it's useful to them. So it's not hard to have the right opinion these days, but Dev somehow manages it quite often these days.
It's hard for him. It's hard. Well, again, as you said, his whole thing is that he doesn't know where he's supposed to be, right? Like, he wants to be a crumb tuber. That's what he wants to be. He is desperate, unbelievably desperate to become a crumb tuber because he thinks, oh, it's home where I'll make my money. Not knowing that that's over, Dev. Like, that whole little phase, that's done. There's no more crumb tube anymore, dude. You're donezo. Like, if that's where you want to move. And if you want an example of this to prove why this would not work even during the height of BreadTube, is just go to look at Hunter Avalon. Do you remember him?
I remember the name. I don't think I ever watched.
Oh my god. And Hunter Avalon was how I first got into this community when I was
Holy
I don't know, 12 years old when I was watching his videos.
Holy fuck. Perfect example then. So Hunter Avalon was like a young guy who was mostly what he did in his videos was just make he reacted to feminist owned compilations. That was like his kind of bread and butter, which is fine, I suppose. But then, and I say this as someone who has met Hunter Avalon. Hi. Hunter Avalon got called out or whatever, and he decided that what really appeared to happen, this is now speculative. What really appeared to happen to me is that Hunter Avalon married or got involved in a relationship with an extremely left-wing woman by his own admission, and she was extremely left-wing. They had a baby together. Dude, I was at a conference, okay, where also Count Dankula and Sargon were at, okay, just saying that this is a major conference. He brought the girlfriend and the baby to the conference, and he was just sitting there looking like he wanted to kill her the entire time. Now, maybe it's because the baby was crying, I get that, but why'd you eat the baby? Why would you any of this? I don't understand. Doesn't make any sense to me. So, anywho, Hunter, I don't get it. Hunter Avalon, anyway, he crashed out, and then he just became like a hardcore far leftoid trying to and destroyed his whole channel. It wasn't Kilroy. It wasn't Kilroy Odar. Don't fuck me up. It was Politicon.
Wasn't it like Mythcon or something?
It was Yes, it was Myth. Oh my God, Motch with the young person energy. It was Mythicist Milwaukee 2017. No, 2019. Excuse me. That was it. Probably 2020. It was Mythicist. It was Mythicist. MYTHIC.
The South Korean president might be arrested at any moment, by the way.
Anywho, whole point is that dude, because I was there, so was Bill, by the way, where that loser, Hunter Avalon, was there. Yes, and he did leave his wife and joined a polycule. Yes, that all happened as well, by the way.
Ooh.
Actually, it goes back to what I was talking about, if I may continue my dev rant. Okay, can I say this, at least? Which is that I don't hate a whole lot of people, because hate's a really serious word. It's a really serious feeling, right? Okay? I don't have a lot of hard feelings towards anything, because I'm autistic. I don't have a lot of feelings towards anything at all. But I will say this. I hate ShortFatOtaku. Devin, I you as
Doxed.
being the biggest fucking Oh, he's been doxxed for years. You can call me my name. My name. I don't give a single fuck.
Star, you cannot explain why you're shouting.
I fucking hate him. I legit. Oh,
you're repeating. Actually, Aydin, you did say this. I was here earlier listening. You have in fact already said your hatred of Dev previously in the same call, like about 10 minutes
sorry,
ago.
I'm trying to. I don't know.
Aydin,
It's been. Wow.
I think we're about 12 tangents deep. Should we try and wrench it back to close to the? What was the main thread?
Okay, let me go back into my thread. I'm back into my thread. So, this I talked about the dragon fat deposits thing with Kirksha. Yes.
You're the one telling the story.
Yes. Well, you were here to listen to it.
That's true. That's true. Well, actually, the next part of the story, as far as I was concerned, is to give it a little bit of context for a particular part of the Dev drama, and that's from this little video that I made around the time, which people seem to enjoy. Hold on a second, my YouTube's very uncooperative. All right, are you ready? You ready to watch this again? I like this video, even though I made it myself. Hell, because I made it myself. You ready, lads?
Hey, yes.
What the fuck?
Oh,
I was so drunk.
It's being deleted.
All prevails.
They have now censored the word cabal in Dev's chat. Frankly, I view that as an absolute win.
Dev is being a real big fucking cunt. I don't know why he's being a cunt. Any evidence that I'm intoxicated? No evidence that I'm intoxicated.
No, it wasn't. Definitely. Weird
I figured to just include that in the video.
hatred he has for you is only exacerbated by the fact that he keeps making it worse.
Hey Sargon, look at all the shit that the guy who says he's your friend is saying. Basically, I was the architect of their friendship falling apart.
The only thing
what an interesting admission.
Aydin, you interrupted the point.
I'm sorry, but I'd really like
This
to
is a
point
very
out
tight
what a
video,
fucking
Aydin.
It is, I know, but I'd really want to hammer home the interesting admission of Dev that
Aydin,
he was the,
I don't
by his own
believe
words, architect.
that was an admission.
You don't think it was
For those that don't know, I was unceremoniously and without explanation kicked out of Sargon's inner circle about 3 years ago. Still don't know why. I have actually tried to find out once. Well, not really, but either way, I would like to know why.
Then.
No one's explained it. Dev has stated this, that he was the architect of that relationship ending, but then said the following.
Basically, I was the architect of their friendship falling apart.
The only thing I told Sargon was that you were fucking with the Minecraft server.
The way he...
So just bear in mind that Dev lies consistently. Sometimes he will later claim that it was a troll, and sometimes he won't, but it's still a lie. Aydin, if what you want to tell me is something best said in private, then please say it in private.
I'll just say this. I have received confirmation that that was it.
Well, I would like to hear the full detail later, but let's continue with the my hilarious video.
Their friendship falling apart.
The only thing I told Sargon was that you were fucking with the Minecraft server.
The way he frames it is like you raped him, and I'm not joking. You need to apologize for raping Dev.
So I didn't just bully his blocks, I raped his blocks. The reason we attack the Minecraft server, Dave, isn't because we hate you irrationally, it's because you're inept. It's because you're so fucking bad at it. You were treating the community poorly. I would have given at least a 50-50 chance back then that you would respond with good humor.
He thinks any negative response to anything he does is orchestrated by you.
We fucked with your Minecraft server, Dev. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I worry that Dev is going down the kraut route.
He definitely is.
He definitely. I don't know why he's being like.
What a call I made there, dude.
Scrump and I had both said that for a long time. When you said that, it was kind of obvious.
Legitimately not only engaged Kraut, but every single to try and with me over this, but encouraged every single person in Kraut's bizarre little orbit to do it as well against me. It was the Kraut route. I called it. Oh my god.
So, Aydin, don't act like you were the only one that did. You were calling it after some of the rest of us were.
I know I didn't call it the first, but it's...
Billy Big Balls in the other server.
I don't think he was expecting Cabal to arrive.
No one ever expects Cabal to arrive.
Let's say that just one more time. He was expecting Cabal to arrive.
well, does prevail. I guess this is like the lost episode of Dumping the Scrum. This is like some weird...
Just for everyone's information, Dev has now given the ultimatum that if we never talk about him again, he'll never talk about us again.
No.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he'll talk about us behind closed doors, plenty.
I'm gonna bury the hatchet with each of you. If you want to discuss why you got banned, DM me and I will go into the server logs and find your case. If it's something you're at fault for, I will apologize to you. If it's something you're at fault for, you'll apologize to me. We'll talk it out.
Let's talk about that.
You can get an invite back.
Yeah, half the time he acts like he's on a like a fetish holiday, like in a weird resort in some foreign country where Thai femboys are known to be, and half the time he acts like he's a king in a stable and a noble kingdom.
Yeah.
He is neither.
Well, I'd really like to talk about his whole, tell me when you want to talk, and I'll talk to you about anything. Because that happened today with me.
Well,
we still got around to that part. Just Jesus Christ, it's been like 2 hours.
What we're about to do might be relevant to that.
Yeah.
Ready?
Back onto the main server if that's what you want.
Something I've learned from running servers, Dev, is that they do not need your server. If you're not running it well, if it's just your personality, and if they've gone off your personality, then you need to beg them to come back. You need to do something to make it worth their while to come back. He is sitting on his throne, and he is willing to hear the pleas of the peasantry. What a saint. You're going to get some nasty messages from Dev this evening.
Oh, he's going to be so...
Oh my god.
So mad at me, I guarantee it.
Don't do that again.
Oh my god.
Like
Let's please understand. Let's please understand that Uzalu, that video, and really what you posted there at the end, is why Dev has been on a crusade against me for 2 years. 2 goddamn years is because of this screenshot.
Yeah.
This is the thing. This is it. Of don't do that again. What did I do?
Yeah.
Because I tried to get him to, and he's like, his defense, and I would say,
Imagine speaking to someone like that, like he has the right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard every single one of his weird sycophants defenses of this, which is, well, he didn't want to talk, so why would you demand it? It's like, well, I'm in a call with the 2 people that you have an issue with. I don't have an issue with you.
I don't think it was a demand. It was just an offer.
It was an offer. It wasn't. Yeah, of course, it wasn't a demand. It was It was. I'm in a call with 2 people who have spent the last, at that point, like 5 hours explaining to me. That's why I was so drunk at that point, which I probably should have done. You know what I mean? But you and Thrump were explaining to me your individual issues with Dev, and I try to say like, "Hey, dude, do you want to come on and explain it to me? I'm a neutral party here." At that point, I was a friend with all. I was friendly with all 3 of you, right? And I was like, "Dude, this is insane." Now, in the interim, in the interceding years, I have learned more and more and more and more about just how much of a piece of shit he was. But all I asked him to do was come in here and talk. Then tonight, he asks me to come and talk to him. And then he refuses. He literally asks me to, in public on Twitter, to come and talk to him. And when I say, yeah, sure, he then goes, no, actually, I can't talk. I can't talk. I don't want to talk. I can't. What the fuck, dude?
But this is where I have a problem. Why?
Yeah.
Like, why would you agree? At this point?
It's a good. It is a good question. Why would I agree?
This dude literally called your friend a pedophile as a joke.
Look, yeah, it was only a joke later. Aydin,
Sure,
when it comes to activity on the internet, your stated opinions must be truthful and straightforward. However, actions committed by others and your reaction to them, I'm afraid you can't treat it as if it's all truthful and straightforward.
Yeah, I know.
When Dev asks you to do something, don't think, what is the straightforward answer to that? What am I okay with this? No, you think, who is this guy? What's he trying to do? And what would be the best way to respond strategically? Because you don't owe him your honest best when given your history. You owe him a swift kick in the nuts, followed by several more kicks in the nuts.
Yes, I know. I know that. I do know that. And it was further, again, illustrated to me today.
So take your time before you respond to things like that on the internet. Is it useful to you to agree?
I would have been fine with having a conversation with Dev. And in fact, what was really fucked up...
I don't think you would, Aydin, because he's a liar. He would just turn it to his advantage and be dishonest. And you're not quite like potent enough in short-term settings to resist strategic manipulation.
Well, no, and that's in fact why actually if Dev had talked to me today, I might have walked a lot of this back. And the reason why would have been if he had been willing to talk to me and just, I don't know, say anything, just make a mild apology to me. It's all you had to do. Just make a mild apology to me. I wouldn't have stopped being angry. Because again, like the entire thing is that I asked him and I told him, and as I've told everybody, which is that the reason people are like, why do you hate Dev so much, Aydin? Why do you hate Dev so much, Aydin? And the reason why, which I've repeatedly said, is that I don't give a fuck so much that he lies about me. There's tons of people who lie about me. That's just a thing that happens when you're an internet personality, okay? It's a thing. What I can't tolerate is him lying about my friends. And I consider you a friend, Uzalu, obviously. Yeah.
Question. What did you mean by, like, I would have walked it back if he would have talked to me today? Like, what does that mean?
If he had talked to me and he had said to me that he apologized, if he said to me in any form of sincerity, I would have said, just to me, apologized. I would have said, Dev apologized to me. He did not, however, apologize to the people he has otherwise slandered. That's what I would have still kept by that. But what I requested of him is it is not just apologize to me. I know.
Remember how horrendous of an accusation that is to call someone?
Oh,
and I understand you're trying to put yourself in like the situation, like, oh, if he apologizes to me, then I can kind of understand. But no, you can't understand him.
You know what? You're right.
Kid who just called someone a pedophile who wasn't.
I know.
He's
evil. You're right. Di, you're so
He
fucking right.
hates women, and he intentionally is interacting with you to pull you down once again because you're fucking retarded and you keep responding.
Well, Di, you're completely right as usual.
Like, he's evil, and I just hate hearing about it every time with this sick individual who's actively said he hates women. He's showing how much he hates it. He's a filthy who goes for really because he has a fetish.
Yeah. Aydin, next time something like this comes up that gets you butt mad on the internet, consult with Di, consult with Motch and Di, consult with people that you trust before you react. I recommend.
I did, but it was regarding.
There's some people. People that don't deserve this kind, like this. Let's give him a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chances. He's stabbed you so many times now that the more you keep doing this, he's pulling you down, and he's trying to destroy your own reputation as much as he can.
I don't know how he's going to destroy my reputation by him making himself look like an asshole, but I get what you mean. You probably are correct. Because people are starting to complain at me on Twitter and being like, can you please stop reporting on this? And it's like, well, no, I'm not going to stop reporting on it. Because I'm not going to stop reporting on how much this guy's a cockhead. Okay? But,
No, I agree. He's a horrendous person, which is why I don't think you should just forgive him if he talks to you.
The reality is, and this is my fucked upness more than anything, is that if this afternoon, if Dev had picked up the phone call and had a conversation with me, I probably would have forgiven him and just been like, okay.
That's not good, Aydin.
Yeah, that's where me and you differ.
Because he's done too much shit. Too much shit. What you want to do, Aydin, is not even contemplate the possibility that you and him will be friends, because he has demonstrated that it's not.
I don't want to be friends with him.
Not exactly, but even that you'd forgive him. This is not a temporary problem. It's not a bout of madness he's going
forgiveness
through.
is not
He
being
is
fucking
a-
retarded, though.
He is a very poor
is.
individual.
Of course, as always, Di is right. It was me. My thought process there was, I just want this to be fucking over. Like I don't know.
I'm
sorry.
said
I'm gonna
he's
sound a
evil.
little bit. I'm not actually emotional, but I am gonna sound a little emotional here. I just want this to be over. It's been
Aydin,
2 years, Uzalu. You know, and for you, it's been 4.
Why do you think he's contacting you, Aydin? He's poking you. He's
He
trying
is
to
taking
make
advantage
you
of
like
you,
this. He's evil. That's
Ladies and
the
gentlemen,
point.
we have reached the part of the Aydin as a guest stream where it's the Aydin intervention, and we are just doing therapy. Aydin, just if something like this happens again, just talk to your friends, because your friends can consult you that this guy is, as Di says, I am willing to go as far as evil, and you can ignore him and get on with it, because there is no way, Aydin, for this issue to be completely put away.
No,
It's going to continue. You're a figure on the internet, and I'm afraid to say you're quite easy to provoke. So it's going to continue. What you need to do is make the best of it. And the best of it is not making sacrifices in the hopes that you can bring it to an end. It's never going to end until we don't have any sort of mutual interest anymore. If we're doing other things completely separate from each other, it is not going to end. Keep that in mind. There is no amount of sacrifice, no amount of amelioration, no amount of forgiveness, no amount of, I'll just ignore everything he's done that's going to end it. It is not going to end.
I know. And that's, I know that. And when he contacted me today, there was like I said, there was a part of me that wanted to go okay, always forgiven. If you are willing to apologize to me. And instead what he said is, yeah, Aydin, yeah, totally. I apologize to you. And I said, no, dude. The problem has never been what you did to me, because the problem is what you did to me is inherently related to what you did to Scrump and Uzalu. That's the problem. And if you can't apologize to Scrump and Uzalu, then I can't accept any apology you would give to me. I know you called me a file, which you just did. Okay, let's get into that, right?
At that point,
should we get into that?
Wait, what?
You mentioned before, Aydin, that he is a kind of a narcissist. And I think that's true. And I think that's why he is either not willing to be as conflicting, as adversarial with men on the internet, or why he would never actually apologize to me or Scrump for whatever he's done.
Yes.
Because men either scare him, or
men scare him, yes.
I suppose just that, actually. They're a challenge to his ego. And so if he were to even contemplate apologizing for me, to me or to Scrump, he would have to reckon with the fact that would go against his narcissistic tendencies and put someone else's ego above his own, which in turn makes him forgive himself for the shitty things he's done, something you should never do, and double down because he's that kind of a narcissist.
Well, Aydin, didn't you say earlier he himself said in his own words that he will not stop, that he's going to try and destroy him or something?
He has
someone
told
with
me
that type of mentality is just going full on. Well, they're crazy.
Yeah, he told me directly he will never stop trying to destroy your life, Uzalu. That's what he told me.
So,
if you could, is there any record of him saying that?
If he hasn't deleted his Discord logs, yeah.
It will be interesting to see.
He will never stop going after you and Scrump explicitly.
Okay.
He said he will never stop going after you and Scrump.
All right. Well, best of luck to him. He's going to need it.
I mean, it's an insane thing to say. Here's the thing that's so bizarre to me. Here's the thing that's so bizarre to me that I find totally incomprehensible is that I know you and Scrump IRL. Dev does not, even though he claims to essentially or pretends to or whatever. You and Scrump are two of my best friends for a reason, which is and usually you are a troll, which everyone goddamn knows, which is not a bad thing. So is Scrump. It's fine. But it's a troll in the way that's legitimate. The way that Dev uses the word troll when he says that is that I'm trolling you when I use
my powers for good. Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know, it's incomprehensible insanity. And, dude, I think that what really makes Dev angrier than anything else is that the people that he has intentionally ostracized, people he intentionally decided to make into his demons, became friends. And that drives him wild. That
Today,
drives him up
indeed,
the wall.
is not the first time by any means that a large number of people have been united together, in this case in Cabal, for the case of a common enemy. Those of you in the audience room that are new here, this is the effect a common enemy can have. This is probably, Dev might say he doesn't care about the positive effect that's happening on the adversary, but it is the important thing. I don't care that he doesn't care. It's irrelevant what he thinks. It's beneficial to us.
So I don't. Funny to me.
The best revenge you can possibly get.
Actual real life friends over this stupid shit. You know what I mean? That's so insane.
It helped. That's not the only reason. I don't want to give him that much credit.
No, I know, but right,
it helped.
Yeah.
A common enemy. But yeah, the best revenge you can get is by succeeding and just kind of ignoring their attempts to get under your skin. So, Aydin, I would recommend you don't even bother making a video about him. I'm not saying don't necessarily, but if you really want to, then keep it short, punchy, and factual.
I do kind of find it okay. So here's the problem with the Dev video, right? Which she keeps being like, "Where's the video? Where's the video?" Do
not make a video on that piece of shit.
I'm not doing it.
That's what he wants. He wants more eyes. He wants more money. He's trying to siphon money in any avenue possible.
Taking him seriously is a mistake.
Yeah, do not any more eyes on. This is why I'm so against even talking about him, because the more people know about him, the more flock there, and the more money he makes. Just do not give a bigger audience to this freak.
I think if I were to ascribe to him, if I were to ascribe to him a north of 90 IQ, which I'm hesitant to, then his plan would be to unite several of his opponents together to make himself look more important and to continue drama, firestorms on the internet and provoke people who talk about him a lot, even negatively. And then opponents of those people will go to him. They'll think, well, I don't like Aydin and she's raging about this guy. Maybe I'll look into him. If I were to ascribe to him more than 90 IQ, that's what his strategy would be.
I think you guys might... Scrump has actually raised this exact same issue about all this. Because here's the problem. We have been contacted or been in contact with, and I am saying we very broadly here, because I've kind of been the facilitator of this. Scrump is the one who's making the video or collecting all the information. And he's trying to make it as succinct as possible. But the problem that we keep running into is that literally every single week, there's another person who comes in and says, hey, I would like to also talk about how Dev has been a horrible piece of shit to me. And I can't say who they are yet, but and Dai, you are right. I think Dai is actually probably correct. And I'll talk to Scrum about this, but maybe you should just let it go. Dev's destroying himself. Do we really need to make the video? But if we don't do it, then Dev will go, well, they never had any evidence
Well, just respond
anyway.
with where's the trucker video. Aydin, here's
what I do every time.
Here's what you do, right? I understand the urge to want to have something that you can direct new people towards. There probably are a few who become new to, and also obviously you want your channel to be a hub for information on this because you get quite a lot of views from that. And it's helpful. It's not, manipulative to do that. It's useful information, and it'll be very. It might get more views. Well, whatever. Either way, my question is, who are you trying to convince? Who are you trying to convince? Because there's not that many people who are aware of him and don't think he's a piece of shit. So what you'd be doing is remember what you're doing it for. What you're doing it for would be to insert your take, your knowledge, your historical expertise for the benefit of those people that already hate him, not to convince people that he's a bad person and to complain. Make it short, punchy, and factual, I recommend. And maybe don't put it on the main channel. As you said, you're putting it on Scrump's channel. You could then promote it, reference it whenever someone asks about it. Yeah. But don't complain. Don't make it too personal. Just say a lot of people don't like this guy. Here's some historical information about him you might not know in case you're interested.
Yes. I'm completely uninvolved actually in the main, in all of this. it's all Scrump, which sounds like I'm just like throwing it on him, but he said he wanted to take the reins on it, and I said, okay, cool, great, you take the reins on it. But Scrump, for people who don't know, has a real life job, like, and is not prioritizing the fact that this insane Canadian hates him. And it drives me. Okay, can I go back to reading my Kiwi Farms thread, because I would like to describe the Scrump stuff a little bit, although I have before. Because I think it's extremely important. So, it is extremely important to this entire fucking debacle. Okay, so when Dev was called out for saying he would not ban files from his Discord, which he just said 3 days ago. Okay, let's be clear about that. Just 3 days ago, Dev said, if I find out that there's a file, a convicted file on my Discord, I wouldn't ban them unless they are offending in my Discord. That is Dev's words, end quote. Okay? Like, there's no way around that. That's what he said. I can't comprehend that, but that's what he said. Dude, I don't know what else to do with that. I said in response to this, I said, when he's in hot water because he bizarrely said that he wouldn't ban files from his Discord, he instead attacked Motch, Uzalu's girlfriend, for posting it and called Uzalu a pedo instead. He accused me, then, in reaction, for harboring files in my own Discord because last year, some freak who went by the name Tyro Incoate was ousted as a confirmed child molest, and I banned him immediately, as did pretty much everyone else, and I posted a link to a video about the entire situation. So this is not something like Dev could be confused about, or I don't know what's happening. He referenced the exact same guy's video that I posted on QB Farms, where this guy, Gilded Pooh is his name, says, I sent Aydin information about how this dude on her server was a pedophile. She immediately banned him. Not only banned the pedophile, but then made a public post saying, if anybody was affected by this, please contact me so we can get in touch with the authorities. And Dev used this as evidence that I'm a pedophile defender. Can you believe that? There it is.
How was he conjugating that argument? Because that's a tough one.
Oh, it was that there was a file in my server.
I see.
Now, Dev says there are files. Well, I don't know, but he brought this dude by name because he looked into it apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dev has said again specifically that he knows there are files in his server, but as long as they are not offending files in his server, they're not offending children in his server, he doesn't care if they're there. I found out that this man is like legit sexual predator in my server. It made me so sick. I felt ill for days, dude. How do you think I was supposed to react? How's anyone else supposed to react? But I'm the bad person for banning the file? What the dude? Dude, like legitimately, what am I supposed to do?
Aydin, I don't think anyone's saying that you're bad for banning them.
No.
I think Dev is saying
Dev's
it's bad that he was there in the first place. But of course, Dev is telling half the story.
Well, yes, because Dev, I'm not even joking. This is Dev's real argument, is that he said that I spent that there was more than 5 hours between me finding out and me banning him, whereas I was asleep at the time. And because it didn't happen, I'm not joking. It's really what he said.
You can read the thing. He basically says, like, Motch is accusing me of the fact that I would have been okay with being in the server despite there being kids in the server.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't do that, but Aydin actually did, which, what, where, how? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna call him bad faith. I'm gonna get banned from the democracy of finally.
Oh, don't worry. Motch, go ahead. That's the whole thing. I found out people told me with credible evidence that there was a file in my server. I not only immediately banned him as soon as I found out, I made a community post saying not only, hey, this guy is a convicted pedophile, watch out for him, but if you were affected in my server and you are a minor, even though it is an 18 plus server, if you are a minor, because I can't ask people's IDs to join my server, as you can't either if you want people to join your Discord server. You know what I mean? The point is, this is insane. Like, anyone who runs a Discord server, you and I both do, Uzalu, so we kind of understand this, right? Is that you know that there is always a possibility that even though you say your Discord is 18 plus and you say no minors allowed, minors Motch might get involved in Discords at some point. I'm not talking
Motch was never in Cabal when she was under 18.
Well, exactly.
No, but I was in dev server when I was under 18.
She was in dev server. She was in dev server.
People knew I was like 16, and they knew that some of the other people on the Minecraft server were also like 16 years old.
My point
Everyone
exactly.
knew.
So everyone knew that Motch was underage. I'm not saying it's necessarily dev's fault. Okay, that part's not, because when you talk about Discord servers, you're talking about hundreds and hundreds of people. It's impossible for a single individual to really moderate that kind of stuff. It just is. It's impossible. But it is the kind of you can moderate is files being in your server and get rid of them.
The hypothetical is assuming you know they are offending.
When you're told. Yes, and you're told they're a pedophile.
This is the reason this was kind of crazy, and there's very little latitude to defend Dev on it. In fact, none, because it wasn't, well, are they accused? Or, well, did they just have the taste but have never committed? Or you don't know they're there, would you seek them out? No, it's, you know that they are, they have committed pedophilic acts. They have done that.
Guy.
Would you ban them? And he's like, oh, well, I don't know. I will have kids in the server, though.
I'll have kids in this. I will allow children on the server until I decide I don't want to do that, but I will allow it. Like, completely contradictory. I'm really straightforward, as I believe that you are on this, Uzalu, which is that, no, I don't want children involved in my server, but you can't really do anything about it if they just happen to join. What I will not tolerate is if I find out that there is somebody who is a child predator in my server, then they are gone that goddamn second. Is that not the way that all of us should handle this shit?
Pretty much.
Go give Uzalu some money. He deserves it for what he's been through for, Jesus Christ, like, it's been like 4 goddamn years by this faggot. Devin is a little cunt, or piece of shit. And
I have, not to take anything out of your impassioned plea, Aydin, but I feel like I have gained a lot more from knowing Dev than I've lost, and not
I feel that way too.
because of his beneficial additions, merely because I have gathered a lot of friends who also find him to be disgusting, which he is.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you, Matthias.
Saved Motch, man.
You know what I've gained? You know what I've gained as a result of Dev deciding that he wants to kill me or just. And by the way, I should be really clear. I can't post Dev's DMs because that's what he wants me to do. But I will explain what he wanted me to do, which was kill myself. He said it repeatedly, over and over and over. Please, 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 please kill yourself. End your, stop existing. He didn't say kill yourself. But what he kept saying is stop existing, stop existing, stop existing, stop existing. Your existence is hurting me. Stop existing so that you can stop hurting my money. He said it about 50 times.
In my opinion, he goes after women because he sees us as easier targets than men based on his past experiences with trying to mess with Mr. Medicare. By the way, guys, pay attention to this. This is kind of important. If you don't recall.
Is it?
Because only because Dev tries to hide this very, very desperately. For example, he doesn't do this kind of insane hate spree at Ace 1918. Rather, he just tries to pretend that Ace doesn't exist. Despite Ace being the...
And did you realize? Did you notice that he made one aggressive lash at me?
Yeah.
And then instantly said it was a joke. Oh no, guys, I was just joking. Terrified of other men.
And you know what
he knows that his penis is too small.
Holy shit! Uzalu, do you know what he switched that to? That it was actually my fault. The whole thing was my fault because
you're a woman. Of course,
I'm a woman. Yes, so it's my fault. So that's what he does. Is that every single time he has a beef with a dude, but he can't actually engage with his beef with dudes because he's a bitch. So he just engages with beef with men by using proxies. It's the literally gayest shit I've ever seen.
Dude, stop! You're gonna make him goon in chat.
But it's true, dude. Like, usually don't get too excited. But it's goddamn true.
I'm sorry, what?
That what? Well, you should listen to what women say. To be fair.
I'm sorry, what?
Let's
Goodness me. Goodness.
I'm heading out. And
right.
I'm sorry for heading out because you didn't understand. I had to crash out after this dev stuff. It was the most insane stuff I've ever seen, I think, in my entire life. And I'm just, well, Di asked you about it yesterday. Was it yesterday? Day before? Because I felt really, really f***ed up by you need to know how to control your alcohol consumption. No, I can't. I don't know how to do that. But dude,
Di,
I
you
may
need
be
to
an
teach
alcoholic.
this girl how to hold her liquor.
I may be an alcoholic. I may be a weirdo with my drunkenness.
Bottles clinking in the background.
I'm doing it on purpose. It was on purpose, dude. Just kidding.
Okay.
I mean, no. I mean, what? But man, I'll just say this before I leave. I can't believe what Dev has done. You know what I mean? I just really think he's going off the deep end. I'm gonna head off and let you talk about South Korea because I don't honestly give a fuck. Not
Good
right
to see
this
you've got
second.
your priorities in order.
No, I don't really give. No, right this second, I don't give a fuck about what's happening in South Korea.
Fair enough.
While this fat is talking all this shit about me. That's what is prioritizing my stupid ass timeline. And yes, enjoy the clinking. Anywho, Uzalu.
Yes, Aydin.
I love you and Motch. I love Di. I love you all. I hope you're all well. And I think we're all gonna come out of this. Yeah, what's the quote from Shaun of the Dead? You know, let's all meet up in the fucking Winchester. Let's all have a nice pint in the Winchester. Let's go. All right, love y'all. Bye bye.
And Aydin never found out that she sounded like she had inhaled a bucket full of sulfur hexafluoride for the entire end of the show.